Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Directors, New Films, presented by Film at Lincoln Center and the Museum of Modern Arts in New York. My name is La Francis Hui. I am the co-chair of this year's festival and also a film curator at MoMA. It is my pleasure to welcome the director of Servants, Ivan Ostrochovský he is right now speaking to us from Bratislava. And also joining him is Katarina Tomkova, who is a producer of this film. She is speaking to us from Prague, and she's going to help us with translation whenever necessary. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
Virtually. And Ivan, congratulations on this really wonderful film, which I like very much. You are one of the three writers of this film. Can you talk about the initial idea for this work and also the writing process?
I wrote with my Marek Leszczak is my normally colleagues from my company, and we writing always together. But we put Rebecca Lenkiewicz together with us, because I liked Rebecca previous movie Ida, and so we when we start writing this story, because it's very local story about this young priest in Slovakia, and we want to work with Rebecca because Rebecca make this story like more universal and zrozumiteľný, Katka? Understandable for like more, not only for Slovak people. And Rebecca very helped us with this, with structure and which how many information we need, and it's too much or not too much, and it was very a long process. Because Rebecca is from London, and normally we write the script maybe 1 year. And she was a little nervous because it's not normal. Maybe in Eastern Europe, we have a lot of time. And she was like, maybe it's not normal, but she's very nice. She's very happy now, and she liked this film.
You were a child or a very young person in the 80s, and do your memories of that time or your personal or family experiences inform the making of this film?
Yeah, when I was 16 when this communistic time was finishing in 89, and I don't have any problem with these communistic guys, and for me it was more interesting how it's possible was in this era, and you don't see what happening in every day. It's like it's like you are blind, and in 90s, and everybody speak what happening during this time. And for me it was like crazy how it's possible I don't see this everything what happened in this time. And also when we thinking about this film, we don't want to, because in Czechoslovakia it's a lot of film about the communistic time, and it was long time we have like good bad communistic guy, bad secret agent guy, and good people which fighting with totality. It was this hranica.
The border
in every film was very clear, and we want to make a film because it was very easy. It's like my opinion. It's in this time. No, Katka, že byť dobrý človek tých časov je strašne ťažké, že veľmi ľahko sa stať zlým človekom.
It is very easy to be a good or consider yourself a good person during those times, but it's even easier to become a bad one without you realizing you're becoming one.
Maybe it's one more. Václav Havel, this Czechoslovak president after the communistic time, he say it's like one very good sentence for this film, and Katarina translate for you. Povedz, že kto slúži a nevie, že slúži najlepšie.
The one that serves and doesn't know about serving is the one that serves the best. It's a quote from Havel.
Interesting. One thing that is about this time of terror is that people operate in secrecy, and you never really quite know what each person thinks and who has done what and who has betrayed somebody. For example, the young student, Michal, we don't really know where he stands. And there's another priest, the priest who drinks in private, and he's supposed to provide spiritual guidance to the students. We don't know what he has done. Can you talk about like the ambiguity?
When we start with this movie, we visiting a lot of this seminary and young guys who is now 50s and studying this time. And everybody say me a lot of things, but everybody say it was a big paranoia in the school. And in this time it was very normal. You don't speak nothing nikomu.
Anybody. You wouldn't speak to anybody about what you feel or think.
You don't say your brother, not very close people, because it's not like he will be knows something about you, but if you don't want to, information maybe is dangerous for him when he knows it. Že si nechce nikoho ohrozovať. To nebolo, že...
Giving information meant that you might endanger somebody, so you were keeping everything to yourself in order to protect the ones around you.
Že to bola taká autocenzúra, ako keby.
Yeah, and this really kind of created kind of an outer censorship on yourself.
And also when we write this story, we want, because it's now, how I say, in 16s, I don't know nothing. And now I know a lot of things because I read books and watch the film and speaking with people with a problem with this during this communistic time. But when I want to make film, these people don't know what will be tomorrow and don't know this. It was very brave in 1980. Nobody knows. Everybody thinks in communistic time will be 20 or 30 years. Nobody thinks it will be broken in 90s. And this young guy, when making this hunger strike, this risk everything. His life was ruined, and it was very brave. And also, but I don't want to make film like it's like young idealistic guy, but it's also very naive guy. This idealistic and this naive line in this when you are 18, it's very, very. What is more? It's naivety or idealistic? I don't know. It's like I want. Sme chceli, aby tam boli obidve tie vrstvy.
Yeah, so Ivan and of course the creators of the film really wanted both of those aspects to be there equally, that you really don't know if it's their being so naive or is it them really standing for their own beliefs.
This is like a very visually stunning work. There are specific choices you've made to create the overall look for this film. It's black and white. In high contrast, it's like you right now, the two of you right now, high contrast. And also you use the 4:3 aspect ratio, which is a little bit boxier than what we usually see nowadays. Can you talk about these visual elements and how you made these decisions?
Yeah, it also when we visiting this school in Slovakia, which it's working like 300 years. It's old school, but it's when you are in school, it's wall is white and this guy is black. Everything is black and white. It's not. You don't see any other color, maybe in like face and you were a little red, but we say it's like this, like natural black and white movie, because everything is there, is black and white. And this 4:3 ratio we use because this, I am teacher in film university. I teach film history, and like this old movies from communistic time, and this ratio was using in this time. And also my DOP Juraj this he's speaking about this, and because we will be a lot of time we are inside, and this ratio is better for these lines. When we are in country, it's this is better, but when you are inside, this is better. And
where
we
the
use
eye is narrow. Yes.
for this, yeah.
Yeah. And the sense of fear and dread is conveyed not only visually, but also through sound. We oftentimes hear a drone-like sound, and also there are specific music choices. Can you talk about the sound design and the music?
Yeah, it was also very hard work, because we want to make like, I know in this black and white and this like dramatic situation, it will be like little horror. It's not horror, you understand? It's like something like this, but we don't want to use it like horror movie and somebody go in night and it's playing music, and we want to sound dramatic, and we want to find some sound which don't will be like pushy for people in cinema, but will be like disturbing sound for these atmospheres, and we using a lot of this real sound like music. It's like this train, this like sound from elevator. We push elevator like a high sound, and it is like total like music, and music when it was you music was like real sound, and we play with this. It's like nothing new, but we play with it's in this way with
It's
sound.
very, very effective. It feels like somebody's scratching your skin. I am very fascinated by some very intriguing, very, very strange transitional shots that you make. They are kind of out of place in the narrative flow, but they add like an oversense of unease and anxiety. I'll just give you several examples. There is one very interesting take when you see the seminary students rotating around a ping pong table. And that's one take. And then there's another take, which is like a pan from the ceiling down, and you see a priest jumping up and down a trampoline by himself. And that take is followed by another take of seminary students. They look like they're dancing, but they're actually frozen in action. These shots are extremely eerie, kind of surreal and mysterious. Can you talk about the design and the placement of them?
I was when we make this film, I was real. I know I don't want to see in film like these guys will be praying too much, bells, and this like a cliche for Catholic film. It's because every time when I see film about this, is a lot of this, because I want to like cleaning from this stuff. I don't know, but I know this. I am not Catholic. I am like atheist, and but I know I need like make some like, for me it's God is like something like what is irrational. Understand?
Irrational. Yes.
Irrational.
Irrational.
Okay. Something. But I want to find when we don't have this like somebody speak with God and this stuff. I want to put something visual, what they make for people in cinema something happen, something like not normal. And I want to find this picture which put these feelings in when we will be seeing. It's like and also this like mystery for this like zlo. Katka, co to zlo?
Like a bad force or
Evil, like evil is also like irrational. How is somebody bad for you, and this, že zlo je iracionálne, ako keby, že to tak vnímam.
evil in itself is irrational too.
And I want to put this, but I don't want to speak about this like it's God is good, a secret agent is like evil. You know, I don't want to make speaking with this way. I want to put irrational picture and make these feelings. And for example, this ping pong guys play. It's also like it's young guy, and when young guy plays, it's like it's funny and it's like. But this guy play like robots, you know.
Yes.
It's more. It's when it's something what is like free, and this guy is like mechanical robots. It's like also something you understand the situation. Katka, že tá situácia, keď vizuálne poznáš, tak má byť úplne iná. Teba to vlastne ten kontrast vždycky akoby šokuje.
Well, the situations that Ivan was using in the film are supposed to look differently. And because he's using them in a very stiff and robotic and unnatural way, it's supposed to really start this process of feeling these eerie, exactly as you're saying, feelings inside. So it's like a translation of these feelings onto the audience.
I love these shots so much. And this is actually your second fiction feature. You have directed and produced documentaries.
Yeah.
What is really interesting is to see how you have created this work that is so stylized and meticulously constructed and orchestrated that it doesn't speak anything about it. It has nothing, seems to have nothing to do with your nonfiction background. So can you talk about how you approach fiction and nonfiction and how you switch from one to the other?
Yeah, it's like when I making documentary, I am totally different because I want to make this fiction film because I want to try something different. And also when it's like when we have a lot of non-actors, I know I must speaking everything with like with atmosphere, space, with camera. I don't, Katka, že nepočítam, že tie herci mi v tom pomôžu.
He's not really expecting when he's working with non-professional actors for them to deliver that emotion. So Ivan knows that he has to support it with something else, and that's exactly the style that he's supporting this delivery with.
It is interesting that your two young leads, they are non-professional actors. I want you to talk about where you found them, and also you paired them with like seasonal actors, such as the great Romanian actor Vlad Ivanov. He's a wonderful actor, and his presence is so scary. Actually, he's the one who plays the security officer. Can you talk about the casting, working with the two young non-professionals and then working with the professional actors?
For me, it's like when I'm thinking about characters, I think about like about types, how these people looks, not how it's good actor or not good actor. And Vlad is perfect actor, but I choose him because he's typological. It's good for me and for character. And this is for me like first point when I thinking about this. He will be play or not will be play, and this actor or non-actor is like on second line for me. It's not so important. But Vlad is very good for this, and he's also very good actor, and he it was crazy because a lot don't speak Slovak language.
Hmm.
He learned every sentence in Slovak, and these guys was not actors. It was very complicated because these young guys a lot of time like lost sentences, and a lot must be thinking and very flexible. He was very flexible, and it was crazy. I don't understand how he doing this. It was crazy for me. Yeah.
Hmm. And well, I'm going to close by asking you, what are your next plans? I mean, you're doing documentaries, or you're focusing more on fiction and.
Yeah, we start now like two films. One is about gypsy woman. We have a problem in 80s and 90s in Slovakia. We have like a lot of gypsy in eastern Slovakia, and this government and have always problem with this because it's like poor people. And in 80s government start like sterilization for these gypsy women, and it was like nobody say this woman, she was sterilized, and it was big problem. It was also in 90s, and nobody want to speak about this. When the medical doctor don't want to speak about this, and government don't want to. It's like very like hard topic for everybody, but it's like because we are a strong Catholic country, and we have also now a problem with abortion, and like in Poland, this Catholic government want to make harder pravidla.
Rules. They want to ban abortion, basically, or
and,
the right to have an abortion.
And we have during this communistic time, we have also like a commission. If you was a woman, you must go for this commission. Commission say, no, it was very ugly and stupid and everything. And this guy want to start again the system, and we want to like make film about these guys. We have these and don't working, and it's crazy, you know. And we want to start this movie, and
Is it a documentary or is it a drama?
drama.
Well, I like your work very much. I think you have like a very a remarkable visual style, and I hope you continue to work and create more great films. And I hope I will be able to meet you in person, both of you, in the near future.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
I visit Mama in this year.
Please. Thank you. Bye-bye.